Yes, family. What's good? It's your boy Jeds. I'm back with another My Two Pence. Big up yourself. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We're back in the building. Cue the title. Boom. Yeah, man. It's been a minute. I hope everyone's good. What are we dealing with right now? Let's just get straight into it because we got loads to do, right? All right, so I see that there's reportedly been 25,000 immigrants that have made it across the channel, across the English Channel or into English waters, British waters, since January.
Multiple lifeboats have been called out to help with the chaotic scenes in the English Channel. That's as more than 500 small boat migrants attempt to cross the UK today. Every French border patrol vessel in the region, along with a number of French lifeboats, are currently escorting multiple migrant dinghies towards Britain. If those currently in the Channel make it to UK waters, it will take the number of migrants who have made the illegal crossing so far this year beyond that 25,000 number. Well, joining me to talk about this is GB News Home and Security Editor Mark White. Mark, that big number, 25,000, is rapidly approaching us.
Well, there's no doubt it's a grim milestone, and we can confirm to you now that more than 25,000 small boat migrants have crossed the English Channel since the beginning of the year. 600 plus have crossed today alone, all 600 having reached UK waters, and all have been taken to Dover Harbour. The figure is somewhere in the region of 620 odd so far today, and it may continue to grow because as we speak, more small boats have been spotted in French waters. They are under escort by French patrol boats as they make their way towards UK waters. So if they make it, we could be at least 750 for today. Just adding to that, I mean, we're already at 25,150
Wow.
for the year so far. So it just shows you how quickly things can clock up. And you're looking there at images of effectively border force vessels and lifeboats stacking up at Dover Harbour just in the last couple of hours. It was such a surge of small boats this morning that Border Force was completely overwhelmed. They had 3 of their catamaran vessels that you can see here out in the middle of the English Channel, but they were completely overwhelmed and unable to cope, and they called on the services of multiple lifeboats. We had lifeboats from Ramsgate, from Walmar, from Dover, and from Dungeness. One of the Dover lifeboats coming in there with a rigid inflatable lifeboat. That boat there was carrying, just by itself, 74 migrants from one boat. Another Border Force vessel had 170 migrants on board. I've never really seen a Border Force vessel with numbers that high before. We believe that was 92 that were taken off one migrant boat, and it also had the load from another migrant boat of some 78 that took us to 170 on that one Border Force vessel. Absolutely packed to the gunnels. And of course this comes just 2 days after our Prime Minister stood up shoulder to shoulder with Donald Trump in Scotland and spoke of the work that his government was doing to smash the gangs, getting on top of the situation, he assured the US president when he was asked questions about the state of our migrant crisis in comparison to the efforts that he's been making over in the United States to curbing the influx of illegal migrants across the southern border. Well, whatever Sir Keir Starmer says about smashing the gangs, it's self-evident from these images, Alex, that we keep seeing every time the weather allows, that we're getting record numbers, and we are at record numbers, more than 50% ahead of where we were at this point last year. And we're only now getting into the busy summer months.
And I'm not going to lie, man, that since I was a youth, we've been talking about immigration. We've been talking about the foreigners coming over, the illegal immigrants, the asylum seekers, the refugees. It's been talk in society, especially British society. And I think that the government have made sure that they've kept it perpetuated. You know, every now and again, it's a hot potato. They bring it up. Everyone looks over there and, you know, they get away with their fuckery on the right and make everyone look to the left. That's just how it feels. However, I must admit, I'm conflicted because I can understand from a point of view of being in a country and then there being a constant influx of new people from different places, not really being checked out, not really being vetted, and some of them are getting up to fuckery. And the populace that are already there are thinking like, yo, why do you keep letting these men come in? And like, you know what I mean? We've been trained to feel like we're struggling. Scarcity mindset has been a big thing. So we've been trained to feel like we're struggling for resources, struggling for, you know, just basic standards of living. Housing is a big thing. That's like, you know, that's been serious from how many years back. Homelessness, the state of the National Health Service and healthcare in general. Yeah, all forms of healthcare. Education, adequate education, specific education, tailor-made education, bespoke education. You know, there's so many different avenues that the UK have been lagging in. Yeah, obviously the rest of the world have got their thing, but one man's floor is another man's ceiling. So comparing yourself to another country doesn't make sense. One thing I would say though is, with all the complaints that people have for the immigrants, what I do see is it's easier to be upset at brown people and brown crimes or crimes committed by brown, black, and other shades other than white. It's easy to look at them as the boogeyman. Like let's take what you call it? Grooming gangs. Let's take grooming gangs as the prime example. Now, obviously, there's an issue with a set of men that are abusing young girls and children, young people, and they happen to be from a specific demographic. You know, in a specific location, there is a high concentration of what they call Pakistani or Asian males in certain specific spots up north that are keeping up with fuckery, and the white population there are right to be upset. They're right to be upset. They're right to want to protect their children. But one glaring thing keeps jumping out at me whenever I look at these scenarios, and it is the fact that there's more white offenders than any other race, right? And it's like the gusto or the energy for tackling them and getting justice for them is not as intense. The fire's not as intense.
To all the people protesting at migrant hotels, these are the people who've been jailed this week for crimes against children. Oh wait, no it's not, 1 sec. This is page 1, that was page 2, and these are the people who've been jailed since Monday. So now it's Thursday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Do they all have something in common? Because I can't quite figure it out. Somebody told me that all these people have something in common, but I can't think what it is. I've got some more pictures for you in a second, but to the people who've only got the energy for this at the hotels, you are living in an echo chamber, a social media echo chamber where you're are only being fed information where you think that most of these crimes that are being committed by these men are coming from one particular group. Because how many of these cases did you hear about? How many of these faces do you recognize? You don't, because you are living in an echo chamber. These are the people jailed this week for violence against women. Oh, wait, no, it's not one. I did it again. That was just page 2. This is page 1 of all the people who've been jailed this week for violence against women, all the way from stalking all the way up to multiple murders. Now, this took me quite a long time to put together, but what's interesting about all the cases from this week, from the ones for children and the ones for women, is that these 2 people here got the most attention. Now, this guy here is some sort of medical doctor, so he made it into the more mainstream national newspapers, and this guy here, well, you can probably guess why he's the only one out of them all who pretty much made it into every single mainstream newspaper. He did something very horrific, and he killed his wife. But you know what? Other people on this page actually did the same, but for some reason they only made it into local media. It's almost like the media has a bias, because this guy got more attention than everyone else combined. Now, I did spend a long time trying to put this together. I can't say this is absolutely every single case, but I think it is. This is not people who are in court. This is not people who have been arrested. This is people who've specifically been jailed since Monday, as far as I can tell.
Do you know what I mean? I think people are basically jaded and used to and numb to, you know, the native population's sexual deviancy. Like, we know it goes on. It's like, yeah, the nonsense, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You get me? If you get a chance, nobody's really taking much action. Really, when it comes down to it. When it comes to these kind of wrong-uns, we wait for the criminals in jail to catch them and deal with it. We want to hear in the news that this PDF file has been done up in the toilets or in the shower or in the lunch queue or whatever, boom, boom, boom. And we all scream for joy and we're all like, yeah, well done, lads, right? But on the street level, there's not much fear put into the heart of these people. They don't really fear the consequences because they're just gonna go jail. But when it comes to the other offenders from other nations that come here, you know, we got an issue. It reminds me of the black community, the so-called black community, and our apathy and our jaded responses to black on black crime or black on black violence. When it comes to black on black violence, yes, we are upset and we want to see a change, but not enough to really keep the fire blazing for more than a few weeks, a few months and whatever. Get out the megaphone, we'll meet up, we'll tell our stories, we'll get the mum whose child's been unalived or whatever to do a emotional speech. We'll do the posts, we'll do this, we'll do that, but then it will kind of die out a little bit, you know, like in terms of the gusto and the energy for it until the next one happens. And then even now, it's just happening so often that the responses, if you could gauge it from a chart, from a graph, you would see the decline in these energetic, emotional responses from the community because we've seen it too many times. But when it comes to outsiders, namely like the police force or whatever, it strikes a chord with us. So every community has got their hotspot where it's like it invokes more emotion. And for some reason, you know, immigrants are the UK's hotspot. And I'm talking about the average white Englishman who feels like, you know, all these people are coming to the country and they're doing this with their girls and they're doing that and they're into crime and they're blah, blah, blah.
It keeps kicking off. And the anger is all too familiar. It started in Epping after a 38-year-old Ethiopian man was charged with sexual assault. The alleged victim was a local teenage girl. In court, it was confirmed that he had recently arrived on a small boat. Since then, violence has continued around the Bell Hotel, which has been home to asylum seekers for several years.
I knew about it and I can agree with what they're doing, totally can agree with it, and I would have come along, but what stopped me coming along was I was frightened in case it turned nasty, you know.
And it did.
And it did.
The police are demanding it stops.
But how on earth would you allow it to happen?
Feelings are running high. The violence left 8 police officers injured.
We will always facilitate peaceful protest. We'll also always make sure that the voice of our community is heard. What we will not tolerate is those random acts of violence that we saw last night.
I'm just saying, all the numbers show that the biggest offenders when it comes to crime are the English, and it should be because they're the majority in this country. Anyway, man, I think when we look at these things, we got to put our biases to the side. And it's boring singing the same old song, but we should have come to the conclusion by now that the powers that be don't care about anybody on the ground, whether you be immigrant, whether you be native, whether you be black, brown, white, yellow, whatever. They don't care. All they care about is keeping control of their power and keeping the masses suppressed, dumbed down and docile and bickering amongst themselves yet again. You know what I mean? It's time to take that energy to the people that really deserve it. If you've got the balls, you get me? If you've got the stomach for it, then you need to actually stop going outside the hotels and terrorizing the 80%, 90%, 99% innocent men in there, people in there that have been through war, genuine asylum seekers, genuine people that are fleeing from deplorable circumstances. And may I add, a lot of these circumstances have been facilitated, created and encouraged by our governments and our foreign policies. So we always got to remember why these people are leaving their country and why they think England's paved with gold. Anyway, that was that story, man.
Jermaine Jackson married his brother's baby mama. In 1986, the youngest Jackson brother, Randy Jackson, met the Colombian model Alejandra Oziaza. They dated for a couple years and even had 2 children, but it's said that Randy Jackson was still in his playboy phase and had no plans on settling down with Alejandra. Then to make matters worse, while she was 7 months pregnant with their second child, Randy went off and married another woman. In enters Randy's older brother, Jermaine Jackson. Once while Randy was off on tour, Jermaine came and swooped this lady off his hands without him even knowing. Alejandra said she was looking for a man that was more family oriented, and apparently that's where Jermaine Jackson was at the time. The two had 3 children of their own, one actually being Jafar Jackson, who's going to be playing Michael Jackson in his upcoming biopic. They even went as far as to get secretly married in 1995, and this set Mama Jackson off. But Randy threw a fit. He felt betrayed by his brother, stopped talking to him for years, and called Alejandra a pig. That's when he stopped paying his child support. According to Alejandra, Jermaine did fill that role. He took care of her children with Randy as well as her children with him. He was a great father uncle. But catch this. It is when he went to divorce her in 2004 that he realized his wife had been married this entire time. She got married back in 87 to some random dude for a green card, which Randy already knew about back in the day, which may be one of the reasons he didn't take her serious. But I guess he didn't give his brother a heads up.
I didn't even know this. So Jermaine Jackson and I think his little brother, I'm not sure what his name is, it'll be in the clip, married his little brother's baby mother and then had 3 kids with her. I'm just like, yo, man, what the hell is going on out here? Like, I thought the Bobby Womack and Sam Cooke story was bad when Sam Cooke took Bobby Womack under his wing. Sam Cooke died, Bobby Womack got with his wife and then had youths with her, I think. I don't even know if he had it, but he got with his wife and then ended up getting with Sam Cooke and the wife's daughter. Ended up getting with her, like, I don't know, it's crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to share that because I did not know that. Jermaine Jackson's moving mad. You can't trust anyone with hair like that. Shoe polish hair, like spray. He was doing the spray thing from years back. People are just catching up. Mad. All right, let's go. According to somebody, the top 15 least attractive hobbies to women. So these are the hobbies that women find the least attractive, the top 15, right? We're going to run through them. I looked through, I had to give a chuckle because like, I basically don't do much of this list. I say much because there's 1 or 2 things. So they said, comic books. Women find men that read comic books unattractive. I mean, that's a shame. I think the reason why they find women and men that read comic books unattractive is because they think it's childish. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, you call it a comic book, but a man could call it a graphic novel. And it's not like it's all small, tiny words like pow, wham, bap, boop, bang. There's big words in there, big storylines, and Some would even say it takes intelligence to be able to follow, you know, these immersive universes like Marvel and DC and the likes of that. So, you know, but yeah, I don't read comics. I mean, I don't read comics, but I wouldn't mind reading a comic if there was a banging one there. But I don't read comics, so get me. Rate me, ladies. Rate me. Boom. Cosplay. Alright, boom. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Women find men that do cosplay unattractive. Fair dues. Like, you can't argue with that. I don't know who's in a cosplay, but yeah, I'm free of that one. Alright, this next one ain't really great. Debating. When you say debating, what type of debating? Do you mean the Harvard debate league kind of thing, the, you know, Oxford University debate league, you know, Ivy League debate league? Are we talking about that type of debating? Or are we talking about Jed's going down to Speaker's Corner and you get me? And having 1-2 impassioned conversation? What are we talking about? I don't know, man. Ladies, what's wrong with debating? Don't you want intelligent man? I know, because a man that can debate is a man that can see through your bullshit and you won't be able to win arguments. And you want to win arguments, number one. Is that what it is? Is women want to win arguments? That's why they're keeping up with that. Let me know, man. Right, let me know. Drinking. Women find drinking unattractive. I tend to disagree with that. I don't. Maybe excessive beer drinking, like, you know, lager lout thing. But I think women love a wine, they love a champagne, they love a little rum and coke, a little JD and coke, you know. So I don't see them thinking, oh, he drinks, that's unattractive. So I think that's bullshit. I don't know who they asked. That's bullshit. MTG. I don't know. Do you know what MTG is? Can you look for what? I don't know what MTG is. I should have checked that out. MTG.
MTG.
Yeah, MTG. Yeah? I don't know what the hell that is. And it's a hobby or a pastime or something that a man would do. What?
Hobby. What is MTG? Oh, it's like Magic Gathering, so it's like collectible card games, tabletop, digital collectible card games.
Card games and all that. Like grown man Yu-Gi-Oh shit. Yeah, like, nah. Alright, cool. I'm not into that. You know, I do like board games and stuff. And I've never played like one of those, you know, like you see on the 80s movies where they've got their pieces and they're reading out bare cards. It does look fun.
What, Dungeons and Dragons?
Like Dungeons and Dragons type shit. It does look fun.
Yeah,
but I don't know if...
That's roleplay, technically, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think this is all, it's just saying, in general, Magic card games, pretty much. Magic Gathering prices is what it means.
Well, how does it mean Magic Gathering prices when it's MTG?
Oh, MTG?
Yeah.
Oh, MGT.
What's wrong with you, bro? You're lexic, bro.
Oh, no, it is MTG. Sorry. Yeah. It is still the same thing that I said.
Alright, well, yeah, boom. Next one is anime. Gal ain't feeling the anime. I don't know. Anime gal like anime man, but anime man are a bit weird. Like, we gotta be real, you know? Check out on JEDIONLINE the little vlog I did when I took the kids to the anime convention. Nah, it's dead food. Yeah. Anime people. I feel anime has... I don't know what it is about anime, but anime encourages a dark mentality. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like anime is linked to bare mental health and that. You get me? A bit like GTA. I think some of these things are actually integral in why people are the way they are nowadays. Do you know what I mean? Anime, like, yeah, anime people, they're depressed, they got mental health. Not say all of you, but I know what I'm saying, man. Some of you, I don't know. Or it attracts those people. Maybe it's not making them, but it attracts those people. And for some reason, I feel like some of the content exasperates people's isms. I don't know, man. Tell me what you think, man. That's a mad Jedi theory. Boom. Makeup. Now, the thing about makeup is it should be higher up in the list of things that women find unattractive. It's quite low down. Do you know what I mean? The comic book was at the top. And, we, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places, seventh place. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like makeup should be higher. Or things that women find unattractive that a man does. I think, I don't know what's going on with you sisters, man. That's an L. Crypto. They find it unattractive that a man's into crypto? What the fuck is this list? Crypto? So what, man can't do crypto? Man can't do nothing, bruv. You can't even do crypto. Can't even get some digital currency on the go. Do you know what I mean? Yeah? Can't even get no fucking Ethereum popping. A man can't even do no Bitcoin, no mining, no nothing. Alright, well, I don't know. You might regret that, ladies, because you might end up being a crypto billionaire. I don't know. Clubbing. They find it unattractive a man that's clubbing. I find women clubbing a bit unattractive. I can't lie. No, that I'm lying. I find women constantly clubbing unattractive. I think a woman that's always going out to the clubs and that, I just think, I don't know what it is. It just seems, I'm not specifically sure why it's unattractive, because I've been attracted to women in the club. You know what I mean? And I've been attracted to women that go to the club. But it's when the clubbing is a lifestyle. So like they said, a hobby. If a hobby of yours is clubbing, I don't know, man. Seems a bit played out, but maybe it's A specific as well. I don't know. So yeah, big up the ladies. They're not really feeling their man out in the club, bubbly and that. Smoking green. I'm gonna just say that. You get me? It's Mary Jane there. Yeah, smoking green, bunning green, bunning. Women find bunning unattractive. I can believe that. There's lots of women that don't smoke. They hate the smell of smoke and they can't stomach it. Do you know what I mean? But I think most women that don't like smoke and whatever still would like a man that smokes, just would prefer that he doesn't do it around them. Do you know what I mean? But some people are highly sensitive to the smell of smoke. True, I'm a smoker myself. I'm kind of a bit numb to it. Do you know what I mean? But, I don't know if smokers smell. Like, you think they smell? A smoker? Or not really. Just depends. If they've just smoked, or they smoke, if they smoke in an unaired room and it's just all...
I think it makes a lot of smokers are nose blind.
Of course.
Not only that, though, that they actually stink. I've found that with a lot of people.
Yeah.
That they don't reckon it, because they, you become so, like...
Yeah, that's cigarette smokers, man.
I found it with both.
Weed smokers stink.
Not all.
Not all, but
like,
some,
You will see, and they won't know they are.
Nah, so I respect that, sisters, man. I respect that. You lot don't really like the smoking thing. It's not that deep of a priority, as I can see. All right, I need to Google again. Funko. Spelt how it sounds. You know what it is?
I think it's those little collectibles.
What collectibles, bro?
These. The bubble head.
The little bubble head things.
Yeah. It's a collectibles again, innit?
Yeah. I mean, it's got a nerdy vibe to it. I don't know why you're collecting those little bubble head things. I'll try to put one up and whatever. But, okay. Just a warning to all of you Funko fans. You might want to stash it away or not bring it up when you're trying to chirp scal. You get me? That's a private thing that you're dealing with. Arguing online. Yeah. Good on you, man. Good on you. I've got into a lot of online arguments, but they're few and far between, I would say. Do you know what I mean? But if your hobby is going online to beef, yeah, that's dead food. It's very, very non-progressive and non-constructive. So it's not, I don't see it, why it would be an attractive trait. So yeah, man, big up the sisters. They don't want them, man, they're just online, just beefing, keyboard warriors and all that. You know what I mean? Porn. Don't know what we're allowed to say. They find that unattractive. Yeah. A wanker. If that's his hobby, yeah, I get you. Do you know what I mean? Big up. Let's just transition. Oh, one more. We're going to go back to that porn thing, yeah? One more. Gambling. They find gambling unattractive. 3.1% find it unattractive. You know, what can I say? I think that's wise, because a gambling man is a man that, you know, you might have to be wary of. You might spend the rent or the wage. You don't want a man with an addiction. So yeah, man, I get you. All right, big up, ladies. 15 things. 15 least attractive hobbies to women. Yeah, big up, man. Them, you lot need to do one. 15 least attractive hobbies to men. What? Women don't even have fucking hobbies. That's the problem. You'd be gassed if you had a hobby. Get a hobby, man. Find something to do, man. It's bothering me. Boom! Yeah, just going back to the corn. So this week or last week, I wouldn't know. They have made it so that certain websites, it's compulsory for you to give your facial ID and your name and whatever to prove your age, to log in, to be able to see the fuckery, right? I find that jokes, because obviously bare people not gonna want to log in, you get me, and go to their little weird category and have that kind of logged in the internet under their name in some way or whatever. That's fuckery, you get me? But I do think that ultimately it's actually a very good thing, making porn less accessible. I think is a good thing. Deep down inside, hopefully a lot more people will catch a break and be able to collect and cultivate their sexual energy, their creative energy, and be able to utilize it in more beneficial ways. Because I do think that hardcore pornography is definitely a scourge psychologically and emotionally of the people, and it's definitely causing a desensitization and a separation and unrealistic perspectives when it comes to sex. Do you know what I mean? On a grown one. So don't log in. Now you've got an extra barrier, because I know you wanted to stop. I know you wanted to chill out. You know you're doing it too much. Men and women, you know you're doing it too much. So now you've got a chance. Don't log in. Don't be the dickhead that goes and uses ID and goes and logs in. You get me? Come on, man. Let's take a break now. It's actually one of the good things that's actually happened. It makes it harder for children to access it. Now, I know people got VPNs and all these things and whatever, you know what I mean? But on the whole, I actually think that was a good move. My concern is that they start with, remember, this is explicit material. So it starts with porn. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, porn. No one, yeah. I don't want my son just being able to roll up on the porn site and see, yeah. Great. And we all vote for it. This is the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. Next thing you know, though, so we've had the problem of porn. We've reacted like, yo, this is bad for us. Now they're giving a solution. Next thing you know, the spectrum of what is deemed explicit widens.
They've already done it. Like Spotify is now just threatened. Like so Spotify has just threatened that they're gonna have to make it. You have to verify your ID, your age, to be able to listen to Spotify. They threatened. It's not a rule.
It's not, but they're threatening. This is where we're going. Music starts getting censored, or they put this privacy wall behind it, in front of it, should I say? Movies, literature, speech, just speech. So the video now of my man saying rare, they're going to say, okay, this is explicit, or this is sensitive, or this could cause hurt or alarm or whatever to someone. So now you're going to have to use your passport or your driver's license to verify your age. So now this is a way of obviously logging what people are watching and what people are willing to give their ID up for. This is so it's a slippery slope. With anything that they give you that's good, there's always a backdoor kind of Trojan horse that they're delivering on the sly. You got to look out for that. So who knows where this is going to lead to. But yeah, man, let's move to the next story. Boom! Hulk Hogan died. I think he does something like that. Hulk Hogan died. Hulk Hogan was never a wrestler I gave a fuck about. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I never cared about Hulk Hogan. Back in Hulk Hogan's day, it was like Ultimate Warrior, Legion of Doom. You know what I mean? Like, and other Donnies like that, Undertaker and whatnot, or whoever was about. But Hulk Hogan was never my guy. He even brought out a thing like there was Knight Rider was going on. There was like Air Hawk or something. I can't remember what it's called. Something Hawk, Street Hawk, something like that. It was the bike. There was the helicopter, and then he tried to come out with one like on a boat or something. And it's like, we don't like Hulk Hogan. Anyway, the brothers died, you know, and he's died. And apparently, people are bringing up the fact that he's made racist statements or whatever in the past, and he has a racist attitude. Like, what's big whoop? Big, get me? Everyone's fucking racist deep down, mate. They all got racist attitudes. But they're just pointing out that my man's racist, and the family put out a statement saying, yo, it's insensitive to call man racist at a time like this. It's like, bruh, what do you want man to do? Yeah, you died, but you was racist, innit? Like, what, get me? If you wanted people not to call you racist when you died, shouldn't have been racist when you was alive. Publicly racist. You get me? With your platform, you're saying racist stuff. I can't remember what he said. I don't care. Yeah, it's just another thing to get us all embroiled in. Hulk Hogan died. He was a legend in the wrestling thing. And people want to call him racist. And his family saying don't call him racist. Oh yeah, the other thing is, his daughter said she wants to be removed from the will, from all the proceedings, because there's too much pasta going on. I don't know. I don't think that was a good idea. You're going to regret that. Just like, get me, stay in the will and get some peace. Like, what's going on? Your dad's died and he's left you some stuff. I don't know, that emotional shit. I don't know. Mike Righteous has been doing tunes. So, you know the whole grime thing and UK versus US and all that, blah, blah, blah. I know you're all bored of it, but it's still going on. Joanna Lucas is dropping bars. Skepta's dropping bars. Skepta's dropped a bar, a song that everyone thinks is decent. I think it's meaty. Joanna Lucas has done his thing. Yeah, whatever. It's just not something that we're interested in. I think because there's a lack of an organic beef in it, so it's not that interesting. We warned you. We warned you. It'd be corny, but cool. You lot doing your thing, and yeah, we chat about music on another day. Why was I bringing that up? Oh yeah, so Big Zoo obviously sent for Eminem, or did a tune chatting about Eminem, telling him to suck his mum, telling him that he's gonna do things with his daughter, yada yada yada. Anyway, Mike Righteous has stepped up and done a tune for Big Zoo, which is alright. It's alright, man. It's not bad. It's a rap battle. They're going at each other. I want to hear Big Zoo respond. I don't think Big Zoo has responded. Yeah? But Mike Righteous has responded again. So I'm going to play a little clip of that. He's responded, or he's dropped another bar. And I think this is good. This is what we want. When Ambush done his thing, this is what we wanted. I wanted Ambush or whatever to spit at the other UK rappers and for us to have our own thing, doing our own thing. This is good stuff. This stuff we enjoy. However, Ambush's tune, as we've already said, weren't that good. He came back and done another tune selling for Bouncer and Heady One and I don't know, Chip, and I'm not sure who else. And yeah, it was decent. It was decent. I would like them to respond. I don't know where Chip is. Chip is AWOL at the moment. But I would like to hear from Chip and all these people. Bouncer's going to respond. He's not a music man. So he's going to respond like with his, vlog and to camera pieces and whatever. He's going to say his bit. Bouncer tried to rub out Ambush. He tried to rub him out or re-rub him out. Ambush is doing his thing, spitting. We'll talk about snitching and all that and whatever. And it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's entertaining. It's gone past the point of anyone really caring. But yeah, I just wanted to point out Mike Righteous is sending, Ambush is sending, in-house, and UK is now taking the thing of, I don't have to answer to this guy or I don't have to answer to that guy. That's boring, man. Just answer, man. Just answer. Give us what we want. We want a clash. But we don't want that, oh, you guys in America. I don't know, man. It's played out. Do you know what I mean? But we do want a clash. So send for each other. This is what I've been waiting for, man. Big up the UK artists, them and that. You get me? Boom! Tommy Robinson knocks man out in King's Cross Station, apparently, allegedly, he knocked a man out in King's Cross Station. Yeah? And witnesses come forward to say what he's seen.
A shocked witness has revealed what they saw Tommy Robinson do just moments before he was filmed standing over an unconscious man at a train station. They claim to have seen Robinson, whose real name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, engaging in an argument with an older man at St Pancras Station in London before punching him so hard it knocked him out. The EDL co-founder was filmed standing over an unresponsive man lying face down on the station concourse on Monday night. The far-right activist is also feared to have fled the country amid an investigation into an alleged assault of a man at the station. British Transport Police said in a statement on Tuesday that a 42-year-old man, who was a suspect in their investigation, had boarded a plane out of the country in the early hours of Tuesday. The witness who filmed the altercation's aftermath told Mail Online how the far-right activist allegedly shouted at the older man to come at me then, before he punched the old man so hard he was knocked out. He had been on the way to catch a train when he heard a loud commotion and arguing at the top of the escalator. He said that as he approached the top, he saw Robinson and an older man facing off and standing very close to one another. The witness claimed that the alleged assault seemed very serious as the man wasn't moving afterwards. Since the footage emerged, Robinson reposted a tweet from a user which read, "If you approach someone with hostility, a man that receives death threats daily, expect to get a clip round the earhole." He also reposted a video from a US activist which claims there was 100% more video footage that vindicates Tommy, adding that the other man who was injured in the station was intoxicated and warned 5 times to leave Tommy alone before proceeding to aggressively rush him. The agitated political activist could then be seen leaving down a staircase, while another man can be heard saying, "Quick, quick, can we get someone in here quick?" to staff. Another bystander could be heard shouting, "Tommy, Tommy," in the background. Robinson then comes back up the stairs and appears to tell the man, "He came at me, you saw that, he came at me," before the clip ends. Police say that a man was taken to hospital with serious injuries, although they were not believed to be life-threatening. Earlier on Monday, the former EDL leader had filmed himself at the station where he was handing out flyers for an upcoming protest. A police spokesperson said on Tuesday that detectives were continuing to work closely to progress the investigation and bring the suspect into custody for questioning.
Boom. Alright, so yeah, Tommy Robinson apparently knocked out a dude. I had a suspicion this dude was an old man, you know. Because when he was laying there, he's got the thing over his head, you can't see it. And I was like, I bet you he's got a head full of grey hair or he's bald, whatever. Because, you know, the reason why, because I don't feel like Tommy can knock out a lot of people. And the brother was drunk. You know, drunk people, they just flop as soon as you tap them. You don't approach people unless you're on the smoke. I'm not condoning it, but I ain't condemning, man. It is what it is, man. I've knocked out there, man. Do you know what I mean? And it happens. He ducked to Tenerife. He ducked. My man said, "I fuck this." I'm sure he's on license or probation. He's ducked to Tenerife. He's dust out like, "Yo, I'm out." You know what I mean? Early morning flight. He's got out of there. Which is, I understand. You get me? Let them do their investigation or whatever, and then come to the conclusion that my man started it or was the aggressor and he got smacked. You know what I mean? People get smacked all the time, man. But what I found funny was when this brother got smacked, yeah, the footage I saw yesterday, they'd set up like some hospital surgical fucking tent around him, and they're talking about this giving him a blood transfusion. And there was a clip of some blood on the floor. I'm just like, yo, my man actually got sparked proper and really injured. I know Tommy was worried that my man was gonna kip forever. Eternal kip. Eternal slumber. You got to mind out, yeah? You're on your way to the train station. You're going about your business. You end up in a madness with someone. You punch them. They flop down on the floor, smack their head on that marble in the station, and next thing you know, you're looking at an L plate. Be careful, man. Do you know what I mean? Especially when you've got a lot to lose. You're Tommy Robinson. You need to be more strategic. And I know you want to do the lone wolf thing and I can roll about on my J's, but you should really have people around you. But whatever. I don't know why you never had no one around you saying, like, dealing with it. So it's not you. Do you know what I mean? It's dumb. I don't understand this thing with Tommy Robinson. You come out of jail, you do something, then you have to fly out, then you have to come back, face the consequences, then you hold a little bird, then you come out again, then you do something, then you have to fly out, then you come back, you face the consequences, hold a little bird. Brother, don't come back to the UK, just keep it moving. You get me? And control your people via Zoom. Keep it to Zoom calls, because every time you come to the UK, it's like, bro, you're going to jail more than Digger D, bruv. What's going on there? Woman posts a picture of her and her boo on holiday, and she's cropped his head out in a unique way. Do you know what I mean? In a unique way. She's cropped his head out in a unique way. The only thing I could think to say in the comments was, he's definitely not giving her no head. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Yo, is it that serious? You needed to post a picture, but crop him out. Is it that deep? I suppose you're protecting him from his wife. You know what I mean? But come on, man. Well, just don't take the picture, or just keep your picture private. We're so hungry for the I was here kind of points, the kudos from being somewhere and it being recognised by people from the outside. We're so hungry for that we're doing dumb things like that. Like, yo, if you're with a man who needs to be or wants to stay anonymous or whatever, then just allow him from the pictures. The fuck? You must have took pictures on your J's. But anyway, you don't know what you're doing. She's buff-ish. You know what I mean? And yeah, cropped his head out and I'm going to show these pictures. Pictures are hilarious, bro. Yeah? Looking like fucking Sleepy Hollows and that. Yeah? Alright, cool. Yeah, Barack Obama says that young boys need a gay man to guide them. Barack, whatever, Obama says young boys need a gay man in their life to guide them.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
One dad.
One dad. No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And look at how they're all in agreement with this nonsense. Obama is up here saying straight men are just not enough. Even an active present father isn't enough. He's saying to raise boys, you have to have multiple men brought around this boy child and disrespect the father in the process by including all these other men to teach his son how to undermine his authority and disrespect him too. Keep listening to him. Let him tell you just what type of man you need to bring around your boys.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
So Obama said the straight father isn't enough to raise a boy child. They need a gay man to teach them compassion and keep them in line. What line exactly? Well, I think we all know that. But I guess we're also tossing out the role of mother in this whole situation because Obama went on his wife's podcast. All of them up there pushing femininity on boys. Michelle Obama too. They sat up there echoing each other, promoting the grooming of boys by feminine men.
Why would he say that? Why would a former leader of state and the most powerful nation in the world, one of the most recognizable political figures that exists today, why would he go on record on a podcast with his wife and state that young boys need a gay man. I don't even think that gay men think that young boys need a gay man to guide them through childhood and like into manhood. Like I even think gay people think that. Like what are you trying to pull? What conversation are you trying to draw us to? Like, bro, this feels like it's too easy. We're not even gonna go there. Why are you doing that? What's wrong with you? I don't know, man. I'm just gonna leave it there. Literally, play the video and leave it there. I got nothing to say. Do you know what I mean? Hit the PayPal, hit the Patreon. Do you know what I mean? Super chat, all that good stuff. Love to everyone that shows love to the shows. You get me? Mad thing. Absolute bonkers. All right, boom.
6, 7-year-old. I'm going to tell your mum about her daughter. Bring me to your mum, little girl, because I will go around the park and I will find your mum. Please. All right, bring me to your mum. I'm not going to fight your mum. Hi. Your daughter pushed my daughter at first when she was on the swing, and then she called my daughter a monkey and a gorilla.
No, she's a lie.
No, she's not lying, because when I just told you, you said, no, please don't go to my mum, don't hit my mum. I'm not going to hit your mum. Your mum hasn't done me nothing. That's not nice what you say to kids.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
She's
because
lying.
She's not. That's horrible. Can you please apologise? There's nothing to be scared of, darling. You're a little girl to me. I'm not going to put my hand on you. She just wants an apology. That's all.
Leave me alone.
Ashley,
I'm scared.
there's nothing to be scared of. You just need to say sorry to my daughter. That's it.
Ashley, I'm really sorry.
No, it's alright. It's fine. It's fine. It's just I wanted to come over and tell you.
Because she's impulsive, because she's autistic, but normally say.
Yeah, okay, cool. I understand.
I'm really sorry.
No, it's fine.
So this little girl was saying racist stuff to the black girl. The mum was like, yo, let me check to your mum. Where's your mum at? Mainly people in the comments was like saying, oh, why you're scaring the little girl? Little girl's scared, or oh, why are you gonna go and be so aggressive or whatever? But it's like she weren't even being aggressive. She just went to tell the mum, listen, your daughter's keeping up with F3. Control your daughter and chat to your daughter, and furthermore, you need to know the things your daughter is saying. The mum was like, I don't know, we don't talk like that. I'm so surprised. But the little girl seemed like she was a bit manipulative, like acting like she was, oh, I'm scared. Don't hit my mum, and saying all things like that. And the woman was like, I ain't hitting your mum, bruv. You get me? I ain't clapping no one down, but you need to watch your fucking mouth. You get me? She didn't say those words, but that's what I would have said. Watch your fucking mouth. Right. You know what? I seen another clip. I wonder if I'll find it. I'm going to talk about it though, and hopefully I'll find it. A dad is in, like, I don't know, in the midst of all these kids. He's got his daughter, and it looks like there's some girls looking to square up to his daughter. So he pulls his daughter behind, and he says, no, allow it. Like, you get me? Allow it. Like, move back up. You get me? And then the girl comes forward. These look like teenagers. Comes forward, he slaps touches his hand, he pushes her hand away, like move, and then he shoves the girl back. And then more girls try to swarm in, and then he's seen, I think, swinging punches. I think he's seen just getting mad. Now I want to know, what do you do in a situation when there's all these rowdy kids, they don't have respect for your age or your parenthood, and in your presence they want to attack your child? Do you allow your child to be jumped? What do you do? Do you try to instigate a one-on-one? Like, okay, you two go. Like, I think that's personally the old school way of doing it. All right, listen, you lot all back up. You two have a straightener, no one jumps in. Do you know what I mean? Rather than you pushing the girl and aggravating the scenario. Do you know what I mean? Say, look, if you want her, who wants to fight her? Call out their courage. Who is it that wants to, what, you want to fight her? All right, cool. Back in the days, yeah, parents would stand by and make their kids fight, all 3-4 kids in a row. Back. You want to fight? All right, you next. Especially when your youth's kicking ass. All right, you lot all think you're bad. Fight him one-on-one then. Well, let's make that, because you want to jump him or her. Fight one-on-one and let's see what I go on. If you train your youth well, you know that the youth will do good in these type of scenarios, yeah? But, I don't know, man. Everyone's getting onto the dad. Some people are like, yo, he did what he had to as a father, protecting his daughter. Some people are like, yo, whatever you do, you don't hit kids or other people's kids. And like, you know, parents are saying, if that was my daughter that he'd hit, I would do this and take his life and rare. I don't know. These are the things you got to be wary when you're dealing with other people's youths. But I think that goes in both ways. There needs to be, the hierarchy of respect in society is so diminished, so blurred. Everyone's jockeying to be the most respected or the person that is the most entitled, that we don't consider each other. We discard a cultural hierarchy of respect for elders, and it just becomes a quagmire. You hear me? Where dads are punching teenage girls are jumping mums. Do you know what I mean? Like slapping mums on camera and all sorts of madness that we've seen over the last recent years. Crazy story. But yeah, mad scenario. Hopefully I find that video so you can see it. Cause boy, it's peak. This woman says men in their 40s should not have any interest in women in their 20s whatsoever. And I think, you know what? I think this is an individual case. I'll be honest with you. I think that there's a good case for saying that for someone that you want to settle down with, you may need a closer proximity in terms of life experience and maturity and whatever. But then they are, you know, the woman in the clip, I think, was saying that a 40-year-old man shouldn't be interested in someone that's 29. And I think 11 years, nah, I don't agree.
If you're a 40-year-old man, what age range should you be looking in to date?
I say like 28's a stretch, but 30 and up. Like do 10 years. When you're in the 20, y'all have been 20. You don't know what 20-year-olds don't know what the fuck they're doing. You are 40. You know exactly what the fuck you're doing. You've been around this block several times, right? A lot of the times too, though, men and women will date at their like intellectual capacity. Mm-hmm. So maybe your brain did stop at 23. Maybe y'all do have a lot in common.
I don't agree. I don't think it's that deep. I think if he's 29 and she's, do you know what I mean, 11 years younger, then that's an issue. Do you know what I mean? But once you reach your 20s, I think that we just like to retard people's adultification. We like to slow it down. We like to treat 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds as kids. Do you know what I mean? And even though, yeah, you may not be at the top of your maturity and wisdom and whatnot. No, sure, you're developing, you're growing. But our society has got us in a way where many of the life lessons and jewels that we should have had from our teens, we're not having. We're filling it with bollocks and bullshit, and we're not getting them life lessons, them real world lessons that people in other countries get. Do you know what I mean? And we see it as, oh, let them have their childhood. But I think, yeah, our country likes to retard and slow down the aging process, the mental aging process of kids. Do you know what I mean? Of kids and teens and whatever. But yeah, it was interesting. Some people saying, okay, look, the woman's only saying this because she knows that she's past a certain age and she's not a prime pick anymore. That's why she's so concerned about what age a man should be picking and whatever, because he knows that if it's her standing next to a 26-year-old and she's got her 3 kids and the 26-year-old ain't got none, the 26-year-old is going to be more attractive to the man. Now, should a 40-year-old man be with a 26-year-old? I want you lot to answer that in the comments and let me know. Do you know what I mean? I think there needs to be a cut-off point, but I don't think anybody should have the right to determine it. Yeah? I don't think from your in your adult age, regardless, then you're in the adult world and you can make adult decisions. I think we're leaning towards talking about 25-year-olds being groomed and 25-year-olds being vulnerable people, and I don't know, man. This jargon is just getting weird, and age gaps exist. They may not be ideal for everyone, and I think that, you know, as a parent, I personally, there's got to be a range in the age gap which would make me comfortable. If my child is in their 20s, then there's not really much that I can do about that age gap. If they're in their teens, then it may be it's a bigger issue. Do you know what I mean? But in general, I think we're not, I don't know, man. I just don't think that we're paying attention to the fact that 20-year-olds around the world are doing mad things and are so progressed and so advanced that we can't just label anyone in their 20s from 20 to 29 as like lesser or less capable or whatever just because of their age. It's slightly ageist. Do you know what I mean? Slightly is a bit ageist. Do you know what I mean? Because I know what I was like in my 20s. You couldn't tell me none of that. Now, in my 30s, I look back at my 20s and think, okay, yeah, you weren't shit. You thought you was, but you weren't shit. But you're right to earn that. You get me? And look back and be like, right, I thought I was a big man. Now, that's your right, but that's just part of progression. Doesn't mean that you was a vulnerable adult there. It's just we just want to be like wrapped in cotton wool in society. But yeah, let me know what you lot think. Let's put that up. Do you know what? I think I'm actually done with the stories. That's really it. I'm gonna try to drop these every day, and then drop the long form at the end of the week, and then do another one and do it like that. Try flip up the format and the way that people digest it and consume it. I'm gonna just play around and see what works. So work with me right now. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit stop and start with some of the shows, but all in all, you're getting content on a regular basis. And if there's no content coming on that day, I definitely will try and bust a live stream or whatever and keep it daily active, right? So that's the aim. Make sure you follow Dirty Woke TV on YouTube, please, yeah? Dirty Woke TV. Just give that a little follow for me, please, and watch some of the clips. I'm just building that channel for like a backup channel and whatnot. Dirty Woke TV, you'll find lots of the clips going up there, the shorts going up there. Do you know what I mean? In case you're missing them on JEDIONLINE, I'm gonna space them out a bit more on JEDIONLINE. So I just want you to be able to get on the page and know what's new, what's current, and what you need to catch up on. So I'm just trying to organize, the content. Big up yourselves though, man. It's been fun. Glad to be back. And I'll catch you on the next episode of My 2 Pence. Look out for Cotton Flow. Look out for Speakernomics.